fortunate enough to have known the Ricards through hockey, and I don't do this well, but I feel like I need to say some things because I know a lot of kids here. So I wrote it, so I'm going to read it and bear with me. Excuse me. I never got the opportunity to know Cam Ricard, as you know. I was given the opportunity to coach a hockey team that he played on, and as many of you know, the hockey season is a long one with a lot of commitment needed by players, parents, and coaches alike. So by the end of the season, you've gotten to know everybody pretty well. To everyone on that Pee Wee team back in 2009, I want you all to know what a special group you are and how much you mean to me. That's why Cam's passing is so hard to take. He was one of you, a very special one of you, and we'll all miss him a lot. I say this today, but I don't only say it because of what happened. I say it because I've always felt that that team and that season was one of the most enjoyable seasons I've ever been a part of. Those memories will stay with me forever, and I hope to stay with you guys too. We all know we weren't a really good team. Okay? The only time we scored goals was when Cam scored goals. We won when Cam scored. We tied or lost when he didn't. Each of you had your own special role on that team. Cam had several. He would score our goals, and then he would forecheck in whatever fashion he deemed appropriate that day. At one point in the season, I remember thinking that we could have a forecheck scheme for everybody else, and then we'd just let Cam do his own thing. That was basically because he could. One minute he'd be in the corner fighting for the puck, and the next minute he'd be taking the puck away from an opponent somewhere in the neutral zone. The kid could just flat out skate, and he never gave up. Our trip to D.C. that year was basically our Stanley Cup run. We laid the wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and won a tournament, and those were the highlights of the year. I treasure the photos I took on that trip, including one of Cam and his dad that I brought with me today. Cam was a sophomore. He broke his ankle just as the high school playoffs began. With apologies to Alvern, I think Hollis Brookline would have won that tournament if Cam had played. I saw Cam standing at the glass in the corner on crutches watching the Cavaliers play their semifinal game. I told him how sorry I was that he was missing out on this. He told me that it would just make him appreciate the next season even more. Somehow we started talking about that Pee Wee team and that season. He told me that he had never had such a fun season and how much he enjoyed that team. Basically, he validated to me that even the most competitive player on that team enjoyed it as much as I had. You'll all cherish a lot of memories of Cam just as I will, but that's the one I'll most fondly remember. Heather and Bob, I can't possibly understand what you're going through. As a parent myself, I can barely imagine. I do, however, understand your family's suffering. The night after you lost Cam, my 30-year-old nephew Ron was killed in a work accident. My family is struggling with many of the same pains you are. My sister has asked me to let you know that we're praying for you, and we ask for your prayers in return. God bless you, Cam.